Hello everyone and welcome to your weekly tarot guidance for December the 16th, 2023. We have a rather Uranian week ahead of us, and also where three planets are standing still in the sky more or less around the same time. So that's quite a lot of intensity, that's quite a lot of even surprises, shocks, unexpected, or basically something is born out of the spur of the moment. And with Uranus also being one of the planets which is exactly standing still and going direct, the revolution, the shock, the epiphany, comes from within. So, it's much better to look at the energy and some guidance with it than actually try to make it predictive, because when Uranus is like this, there's not a lot that you can truly predict. But, being prepared for the energy is a totally different expression. So let us see what we can expect energetically this week. And of course, it can also be highly emotional. Also, we have the Justice reversed. The Prince of Swords, but I'm not gonna include him. We have the Temperance. We have the Nine of Swords. This is also a Prince of Wands, so no, we need more clarity than just the courtship cards. Yeah, like this, Three of Cups, Princess of Wands, okay, we'll keep her, and the Ace of Swords. Then we have the Chariot reversed, the Prince of Pentacles reversed, and the Empress reversed. Well, this configuration does kind of support the element of unknown, which can change the landscape, it can change the bigger picture, and the smaller the details as well, very quickly. So the main guidance here is we shouldn't judge a situation as it seems immediately, because either it can have a much deeper layer to it, or it can just be an appearance which is mostly, a mirage. So we can't really trust it. At the same time, if we might feel this week that so very much is happening in our lives, and so very much needs to be taken care of still, and we are nowhere but still busy, still caught up in situations and feelings and even our own aspirations and how to reach them, and we may feel, as I said, quite busy but stuck at the same time. So this causes quite a lot of frustration. There are certain people out there who are preparing to make bigger moves in their lives. For example, an investment that they already might have thought out, have the plan, have the idea, have the even the details, some people. And this is where when you lock on something in the software and you get a yes or no, are you sure or not, this is the kind of energy, are you truly sure? And this is where maybe they're not all that sure right now, and this might also block certain events from playing out as quick as they can possibly play out. So maybe further delays might actually be beneficial. Now also, this is where it can be all also about your own healing journey, It can also be about your own project, about relationship, about self-worth, because the chariot is reversed. So you need a moment of pause, you need a moment of halt, because maybe the path or the route that you want to take to get to where you feel you need to be can change. Maybe there is a detour. Maybe it's not the same landscape that was when you set out on this journey. So allow the unexpected, allow even inner changes to tell you something, to redirect you. This is where the dream, the chariot, the purpose is still there, as strong as ever, just that maybe life is inviting you to see if there hasn't appeared a more ideal path since, you are on this journey. But this Nine of Swords is also, Justice reverse, Temperance, and Nine of Swords. This means that this week is one of those weeks when both the good and the bad are present quite heavily, and this is where we cannot ignore either, because the Temperance, we need to keep the balance, we need to keep even ourselves operational on every possible level. So sometimes, we might have the strength, we might have all the right ideas, all the right, let's say, philosophies, we know what to do, but the biggest obstacle is, the sense of injustice. The sense that it shouldn't be like this, or the sense that, well, for others it's so very much simpler, but everyone has their basically cross to bear, so you need to keep this strength within you, not to allow the Nine of Swords to kick in, because for many people that's definitely one of the not so favorable energies that will be present, and that means overthinking, restlessness, anxiety, mental problems, even depression is starting to kick in. But if it's depression, this is not the real depression. This is just the trick of the mind. This is fake, just mental energy. So you need to keep that at bay. And as the Temperance suggests, of course, our non-linear thinking, knowledge, our faith, or what we need to believe in, what we are part of, what we're connected to as spirit, drinking basically from the well of our own spirit. This is what we kind of need to do to balance out the Nine of Swords. Whatever fears those may be, whatever frustrations there's frustration when it's more of a fiery energy, and that can be tempered more easily if, of course, not everyone might agree with this, but fiery energy can be tempered physically with certain, taste, eating, exercise, engaging in something else to absorb you, on purpose. For other people, carnal activities, other people, escapism, substances, spending time with friends. But when it's a mental energy, when it reaches the mental sphere, well, then the thing is, the mind is the operating system, the software. So you can't really switch it off. You can't really, if it freezes, for example, then how do you tab into different windows? No, it's gonna be present. And chances are it won't let you rest truly. You will think about it constantly. So this is why when this frustration, when, just this inner unhappiness, so to speak, because, and it doesn't even have to make all that sense, because, not being where you're comfortable, that's all it takes. And there is only so much you can blame, within yourself, because we're human beings, everyone feels that way, it's normal, it's natural, and Uranus is the planet of anxiety, so yeah, I think I need to say no more about this period that can be triggered, but it's a short period, so that's the good part. And this is where another layer of this energy does not have to do with anything, personal, because you can imagine that Uranus's forward movement usually triggers magnetic forces within the earth, tectonic movements, and even when they're very, how should I express, gentle, in the sense that they don't produce calamities, the magnetism of it, we feel it deeply, because we are living beings as well. Animals feel it, we feel it, pets feel it, even microorganisms feel it. So for some people, this is where it's gonna be like tummy problems or restlessness, IBS, and for no apparent reason. You might even say, well, I wasn't even stressed. I even took care of myself. I did everything properly, so what is this? Well, what it is the magnetic forces, if you know what I mean. They have very, sometimes unusual effects on living beings and their consciousnesses. And because, mainly the world of science, empirical science, Uranian science, doesn't take it all that seriously. I'm not saying it doesn't, but it's not allocating enough importance to it. And it does affect all of us in weird ways. Bodily, as anxiety can be sometimes not even felt neurologically. Sometimes it is the living organisms that are our symbiotic whatevers. I don't know how to explain this. If they're the bigger victims, well, then we'll just have digestive problems and stuff like that. So yeah, this part is something we all of us have to cope with as best as we can, because these are unprecedented times, so no one knows what to do really, if that even makes sense. And not just because of Uranus, but because the whole solar system, the sun itself, is in a position of the Milky Way where, well, human beings never existed when it was last in this position, because it's a revolution, it revolves. It takes 275,000 years, something like that. Million. Sorry. So, 275,000, but what? I'm not 1,000,000% sure. I think 1,000 actually, if that even makes sense. 275,000 years. So, we don't know how it feels like. No one knows, basically. Or maybe only Akasha knows, but not us. So yeah, that part is where we're going with the flow, coping as best as we can, and we're evolving our coping mechanisms. Every person and even animal being as best as they can with that magnetic part, the energetic part, but that which is more physical than not. But the other side to this energy, yes, Uranus is awareness, and the fact that haven't progressed enough, or we are not happy with the situation, or it could have been like this, why did this interfere and get in the way, why is my partner not behaving the way I want. Now all of these things, and a job or anything is included, of course. Well, this is the awareness, so what can you do but be honest with yourself? And it's not a happy tune, but at the end of the day, as I said, the opposite of this is present, and it should be present either in equal or greater measure. Because let's not forget Jupiter in Aries, it needs to do stuff. And that means the good has to be present in much greater, ridiculously expressed quantity, because that doesn't exist, of course. But it's there in, as I said, greater measure, so there's only so much excuse we can have. And then we have the Three of Cups and the Ace of Swords. An inspiration, a plan, a suggestion from a friend, something you dream up, something you concoct up, or there's you and the circle of friends, you best friend, you and your girls, your boys, you and soul sister, brother, there is you and some, or even if there's you and your partner, there is that family friend, there is that person. So there will be breakthrough, there will be communication, there will be things that turn around even your fears. So this Ace of Swords cuts everything. Even the sense of injustice and imbalance, even the hardship that you're facing because you're having to keep your cool and balance, and very important decisions await for you very soon, and those are not going anywhere. So of course you're a bit anxious because you can't really afford to be in this situation where the Chariot is reversed and the Empress reversed. So where's the money, where's the value, where is the lover, where is the career, where is the contract, where is whatever it is that you need, but where is it? It's not really there yet, but signs of it is there. So so this week is one when we have to tap into, the inspiration that is present and everything, the Ace of Swords, that we have on the table and we can work with, because we do have. So let's get a bit further guidance with this. Well, I'll actually use a different tarot deck. My playful one. Well, this is the Lovers, of course. So the Lovers immediately speaks to me about Gemini and Mars. Also one of the planets, which is more or less standing still. Mars is starting finally to pick up a little bit of pace, but it's wrapping up what it needs to wrap up. So this means, well, you're not as alone as you thought. Well, the relationship isn't really over because there is a lot of things that you can still have, enjoy, align. Or, well, I'm not gonna leave the job right now because it's better to, there is a lot of good still there. So, but this can also be new things. You thought you were alone, you're not. The Lovers can even be an inner energy. Well, I thought I couldn't do it, it wouldn't be for me, but guess what? I'll try it. Why shouldn't I? So, a big change, a big moment when you take heart. Lilith is in Leo as well, so taking heart can come out of the depths of instinct. On page, no. I'm not playing with small cards today. Okay, if you insist. So the Eight of Pentacles. The Three of Cups again. Oh. Uh-oh. Well, actually, this isn't as bad. Because the Tower, Mars as well. Actually, this is the good Tower. So, the guidance continues that either a helper, an ally, someone who comes with love, someone who comes with understanding, Someone who, even if it's a total stranger, gives you something that you need. Eight of Pentacles. To keep on going, keep on building, keep on working, keep on sticking to the path. And then the Three of Cups. Inspiration, celebration, a moment of respite. And the Tower. This comes unexpectedly. This comes as a shock. And something as this inspiration or friendship or good news or something which is too good to be true, but it's true. As in, it comes at the Tower is that means that, well, it's really true. As in, there's no illusion or second, but it changes the situation. As in, maybe radically. Ace of Wands and Ace of Swords reversed. Ace of Swords reversed is, it doesn't, whatever this is, it doesn't have to make sense all that much. But it's the Ace of Wands, the Ace of Swords. It doesn't need to make sense all that much, but it still is based on a truth. Because the sword is, it's descending. The truth might come from, and Gemini's, Mars in Gemini, of course. Communication, truth, but the Ace of Wands. It awakens your will, it gives you an option, it gives you strength. And the Four of Cups. A solution becomes viable, possible. One, that basically you might have wished, you might have dreamed up, but you couldn't take it, because something, and now you can. Okay. And a dream complete. And I think this is literal. A dream complete in a shocking, surprising, unexpected way. And perhaps in order for that dream to complete, an ally or a lover or a friend, another person, someone comes with something to help you. So this is like a positive shock and surprise. So don't let that Nine of Swords get to you. Whatever might be triggering it. So this concludes today's reading. I do hope that this was helpful. Thank you so much for listening. Thank you so much for all the support, all the love, and all I can say is let's look forward to that Aquarian new moon that we have on the 21st of January, and let's truly make the best of it by truly wishing intensely, using that Jupiter energy for one another, because this energy basically can have a trick to it. What if, rather than to go individualistically and be, the authentic self and draw in whatever that we need for that, because that is a formula that cannot go wrong. Why don't we use a bit of trickery and use that passion for one another and see how greater perfection is born? Perhaps your own wish for yourself is way more imperfect than if another person wishes it for you. Why? Because the other person has a lot of imperfections that you with yourself you cannot have. For example, Freud, the libido, if you know what I mean. There is always a tiny bit of carnal salt and pepper, even in the most sacred things. But, not, how should I say, in a direct way, but there is something in everything. And that if another person adds that salt and pepper, for example, it can manifest in ways where you yourself could not wish that. So let's use also the alchemy of it. And let's use the fact that it has an outer sign conjunction with Pluto. So maybe the wishes of others are stronger than our own wishes for the self. So with this being said, thank you everyone again for listening. And until next time, bye for now.